Everybody, and welcome to my 11th-ish weekly update video thing. This one is for the week of November the 4th, 2015. I say ish because last week's video was kind of a little short thing that wasn't even very accurate because I ended up not being able to get all that fast food tycoon stuff out as I was hoping to. That was, well, I'll explain that later, but while it's still fresh in my mind, I think that I may have figured out why, like another idea of why, or when, not really why, my external hard drive sort of locks me out. Because it's done it twice more now. Once, well, most recently was when I started recording this, which I'll show you the thing. It's like here, I guess. So, as you can see, it goes through, and then, it does this thing, and it's all crazy, like, just like before. And I think, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's might have something to do with, I'm pretty sure it might have some, I think it might have something to do with, if I unsafely disconnect my external hard drive, because last night I accidentally, I was editing stuff in my bed, and then after I was done with all that stuff, a while later it was still connected, and I just kind of shifted and the cable got pulled out. And so with that, I think that may have been what caused it, because after that I immediately just disconnected it and left it. And then this morning was the next time that I really used it. Well, I reconnected it and then safely ejected it, just so there was a possibility of anything in my RAM being able to be fixed and put back, stitched back up. But then the other time that it happened was when I was recording Holy Potatoes a Weapon Shop last week. The last episode that I had recorded. I had completely finished the recording before I noticed, which was unfortunate. So I had to go back and redo that. But this one's kind of makes an interesting, I don't know what word I was going to use for that. It was an interesting turn of events, because it wasn't a bunch of massive corrupt signal, and I think I understand why. You see, with the other two times that this has happened, while I was recording, the result was that nasty corrupt thing, but the two videos were different resolutions. The first time, and different aspect ratios. The first time it was Cat Goes Fishing to Magica, which was this weird ass 1200 by 720, missing 40 pixels on each side. So it can, yeah, and that's what happens. I think is that when the hard drive locks everything up, it, for whatever reason, still allows things to kind of write addresses for it or allocate different little chunks, not partition it, but little allocations for where the data is going to be. So Fraps can still say, hey, there's a video here, but then it can't write to it. So what that does is it makes it so that you can watch it back, albeit it's a pain in the ass because there's no way to, like the track thing's all messed up. It's just 0 out of 0 for time, but it'll play through it if you just let it go. But when you've got two different, oh, that would have been a nice chance to get that. With the two different aspect ratios, it might be the aspect ratios, it might just be the resolution in general, but it doesn't know. I think it's probably the resolution in general because there's a different amount of data between, like the bit rate's gonna definitely be different. So between the two, it just doesn't know. When it switches from one to the next, it's still using the previous bit rate and a little chunk, I guess, per picture. And so then when you switch it over, then it's still trying to use that, but it will, it won't line up. So you get these weird lines and everything, even though the audio is basically okay, which you can see from, I don't know if I said that I'd show it yet, but the Holy Potatoes one, I've also got, I recorded the corrupt data for that, so I could put it in the video. And if you can see, it just goes right to regrowth because they're both 16:9 1080p, and so the regrowth stuff, it looks perfect. It's just the audio is slightly out of sync, and it's actually the spot where I went downstairs to let my cat out. So I might have time to stick in a timestamp there. Just got a sniffle here, just a second. Ugh. Yeah, it's morning, so my body thinks that it's dying. Oh yeah, that's interesting, I thought. Oh geez, gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Ooh, we had to go get tissues. I was sneezing like crazy and blowing my nose. My allergies are horrible in the mornings. But this was pretty much the only time that I could record this for reasons that I'm getting to now. So last week, the whole reason that I didn't really put anything out was on Tuesday. Well, I mean Wednesday morning I was gonna record something quick. The update video thing for last week. But I got up and lo and behold, I couldn't find my laptop. I looked all over the place, couldn't find it. Went on to campus, couldn't find it in any of the places it could have been. Went and asked if anyone had found it, even though I left at like 7 the night before, and I knew everybody that was still in the building, and none of them had seen it. And so of course nobody had turned it in. Went to the University Police. They didn't find anything, of course. And I was fairly certain that I had brought it home, and so came back home, looked all over the place for it that night, still couldn't find it, went back in. Well, when I went back in, that's when I went and asked if anyone had turned anything in to both the secretary of the building and the University Police, but both of them, of course, like I said, didn't find anything. But then I remembered that on Tuesday, my mom's puppy was being a massive dick to the cats. So I went and chased after him to get him to stop being a dick. And apparently, when I went and chased after him, I had set my laptop down outside. And I forgot to pick it back up. And it rained pretty hard those next 2 days, but I let it dry out, everything was fine, just a little bit of oxidation on some of the copper heat sinks. It's pure copper, proves that. It's a really nice little green splooches. So there's that, and while I was hopelessly couldn't find my laptop, I was thinking about solutions, and I don't have enough to get a decent replacement. I mean, I've got because if I were to get a replacement, I would want it to be, a good replacement that would be able to last me a little while longer, so it wasn't just like another one of these, because this one's pretty old. So I looked at the high-end Sager laptops. They're pretty expensive though, didn't have enough of those. And so then I was thinking, I might get like a medium, mid-high desktop. But I found that stuff, so I'm still thinking about saving up to get a high-end desktop, like a 200 some, like not including the monitor and stuff, 2,000 some dollar desktop. That'd be nice to be able to record stuff on. It'd be a whole lot better. And then I could have internal hard drives and RAID and have more reliable storage than the external hard drive that I've got right now, because it's like a 4 terabyte hard drive and I got it for like $120. And it's pretty fast, but to my dismay, it looks like it's a piece of crap. Or it just wasn't made for that kind of heat. And now it's a piece of crap. Sorry, laptop. Sorry, hard drive. I love you. So there's that. I am still planning on getting that, and that made me realize, hey, part of this audio thing, almost all the noise in the background is my laptop's fans, because it's right in front of the mic. I mean, it is a single directional microphone, but even so, when you've got this much noise, it's from these fans going full tilt. It picks it up and it makes it sound worse, because then that's a loud relative to the rest of my stuff, and a lot of the times if it's really bad I'll need to remove that, and that sounds like crap. So I'm planning on getting I found a really nice G-Sync monitor. I won't be able to use the G-Sync on my laptop because this is a 3.5-year-old laptop. But with the desktop, I'm planning on getting an NVIDIA card, so I'll be able to use it then, and that'll be nice. But until then, I don't really want to spend all that right now. I might be looking for a deal, but I know that my dad has at least one monitor that he really never uses, so I'm probably gonna borrow that until I can get that nicer monitor. That'd be nice. And then hopefully the audio quality will be a lot better and I'll be able to move away from the microphone. I might even end up doing face cam stuff. I don't know though. The main problem with that now is that I need to sit right in front of the microphone, and the pop filter would obstruct almost the entirety of my face. So there's that. Aside from that, I still haven't updated to Windows 10. mostly because of time. I haven't really had a chance to. I've been really busy with school and stuff. Hardly been able to get this stuff out. And for regrowth, that audio was really bad because I had noticed that even though, I mean, I had the microphone gain all the way up and then the volume way down, and even though it wasn't clipping in Audacity, when it came in, even though it was just this tiny little bump of a signal, visibly, when it was coming in, it was clipping because the gain was too high. And so when I was really loud for that stuff, so I turned it down so that I turned the gain down so that if it would, so it basically wouldn't clip ever. And since that gain was down, there was a lot of noise from the internal stuff and it just sounded like crap. So now I think I found a pretty nice balance of that. And I've also set it up so that when I invert and combine the signals, it's pretty much just the right size to point out any clipping that had occurred, and I can go through and fix it really quickly and easily. So that's nice. Another thing was that for whatever reason, the last time I recorded One Way Heroics, it recorded in a weird ass resolution of 1328 by 998 rather than its whatever tiny resolution 640 by 480. So that was weird. I've got to figure out why that was doing that. So yeah, I really don't know why that was, but I'll hopefully figure that out because I'm going to be recording that right now. So I'll call it there and go record the other couple things that I still need to record. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever it is you decide to watch them in. Goodbye.